Hey everyone, Coach Travis Robertson, CEO and founder of Robertson Coaching International, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you 3 lead generation strategies for agents making under $100,000 in gross commission income. Now, I get asked all the time by brand new agents or agents making under 100K, how do I make 100K? How do I get to that 100K level? And here's why that's so important. Only 21% of agents, this is according to the National Association of Realtors, only 21% of agents make over $100,000 a year gross commission income. Now, that's not a lot of money. I mean, even at 100K in most markets, that's not a lot of money. You pull out expenses, you pull out taxes, you pull out, all the other things that are going on, and that 100K dwindles pretty darn fast. So we want to at least get you to 100K. And if you're not making $100,000, there's a lot of reasons why that could be. But let me tell you that there's one primary reason which we're going to take a look at here today. Now, before we jump in, do want to let you know about a couple of giveaways, a couple of downloads. Number one, we've got a whole script pack that is really designed to help you know what to say, when to say it in some key situations, including one of the situations we're going to talk about here today. So we've got a whole script pack. So we got that linked up and may be popping up right now. Also linked below this video, wherever you're watching it, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're kind of actively watching this video, just know we've got it linked up down below so you can take a look at that, grab that script pack. The other thing is we've got a lead generation webinar that I'm gonna be doing upcoming. So what I want you to do, it's a free webinar, and we're gonna be going through more strategies, and even some of these strategies we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna cover in detail, like really high depth, so that you can really get it. Today is just kind of an overview. Want to show you what 3 strategies are, but we've got 6 or 7 strategies that we're going to cover in that webinar. So do register for that webinar. It's free. You got nothing to lose. It's a great time for you to come and see some great information. So those are a couple of things, and then I've got some more at the end that I want to give you as well. So hang tight for that. Now, 3 lead generation strategies for agents making under 100K. Now, I told you that there's a lot of different reasons why an agent may not be making 100K. But there's one primary reason that most people don't realize, and that's this, that $100,000 is a psychological barrier, not a tactical barrier. It's a psychological barrier, not a tactical barrier. Now, what do I mean by that? Very simply put, it's this, that $100,000, your ability to make $100,000 has less to do with what you do and more to do with what's in here, your head, your heart. It's more to do with a psychology than an activity. And I talk to agents all the time, and agents, brand new agents who've been in the business for a year or 2 years. And one of the most common things I like to ask people is, hey, what's your goal? Like, what are you shooting for? And probably the number one response from agents that are not already at that top producer level, when I ask them, what's your goal? They say, I want to make $100,000. And I go, that's great. Why do you want to make $100,000? They go, I don't know, it sounds like a big number. It sounds like a cool number. And I say, well, have you ever made $100,000 before? And the vast majority have said no. Like, they've never come from a career where they made $100,000. They've never run a business where they've made $100,000. $100,000 is a psychological barrier. So they've psyched themselves up to believe this $100,000 is this magic, life-changing number. And that if they could just hit 6 figures, man, life would be so much different. But what I can tell you is it's actually not. When you hit $100,000 in real estate, as a real estate professional, that's a nice figure, but you're gonna quickly realize that it's not enough. And the reason most people don't make $100,000 is they've never made $100,000 before. So they don't know what it takes to make $100,000. They don't know what life is going to be like when they make $100,000, and they've convinced themselves that they may not be $100,000 producers. So $100,000 is a psychological barrier, not an activity barrier. Now, I'm going to give you 3 lead generation strategies, some activities that you can use, but here's what I can tell you. If you don't fix what's in your head and your heart, you're not going to do it. So this is about your drive, your desire, your want to, your need to. You've got to make $100,000 something you have to do, that you've got to make it no matter what, come hell or high water. You have to have a compelling emotional why, a big reason why you're doing what you do, or you're not going to make $100,000 if you've never made $100,000 before, because you've psyched yourself up to make it this big thing that it really isn't. So now I want you to make 100K, but I don't want you to stop there. I want you to make 200, 300, 400, $1 million if that's what you ultimately want to do. But just know that this is a psychological barrier. The other ones, 255, 750, $1 million, those have some psychology behind it. But they're very heavy on process and activity. This is just in your head. So I'm going to give you the activities here in just a second, but know this, that all of you deserve and are capable of making $100,000 if you just put the work in and you get off your butts and you go out and you hustle and you focus on the right activities at the right time and you just get over the crap in your head and you focus on doing what it's going to take to make that 100K mark, all right? So here's what we're gonna do. I wanna show you 3 lead generation strategies that you can use. Number 1 is what I call buying old leads. Now, what this strategy is, it's one of my favorite strategies. In fact, if I were a brand new agent today, if you were to drop me in the real estate industry today with just my license and nothing else and just be like, go make money, this is the very first thing I would do. I would start contacting every agent in the office that I work in or every agent that I have a relationship with. And every agent that's successful and busy, and this is important, every agent that's successful and busy, because they probably have leads, old leads that are 6, 12, 18, 24 months or older that they haven't contacted in a very long time. Most agents give up contacting a lead after 1.2 attempts. So if they've got any old leads sitting around, I want them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to any agent in my office that I know is successful and be like, hey, Joe, you're busy. Like, you look like you're hustling, you're doing a good job. You know, you must be successful, all right? That's the conversation. I'm stroking the ego. And they're gonna go, yeah, I am busy, and oh my gosh, I've got, you know, just so much going on. And it's like, yeah, I noticed. In fact, I'm curious, Joe, do you have, like, you gotta be sitting on some leads that are 6 months or older, right? That you probably haven't called, emailed, texted, done anything with in a long time, am I right? Yeah, I've been meaning to get to those, and I know I need to. I just haven't had the time. I've been so busy servicing my current clients and dealing with all of the leads that that are hot, ready to go. I just haven't done as much on those other leads as I've wanted to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, you know what, I get that. And I would like to propose something to you. I would like to buy those old leads from you. And what I like to do is I would like to work those old leads and hustle and do all of that. And I'll give you reporting, I'll give you a status update on everything. I'll make sure that this is above board. You paid for those leads and I want to buy them from you, but here's what I wanna do. I wanna buy them for 25%. I wanna give you a referral fee. Anything that I close from that group that you're not even working, I'm gonna give you 25%. Now, Joe may go, you know what? No, I want to keep those leads because I eventually want to get to them. And I can say, you know what, I get that. So how long have you been telling yourself that, Joe? Probably a while that you've been saying, I need to get to the leads, I need to get to the leads. So here's what I like to do. I'll give you 30%. No, how about 35%? 40, 45? I'll give you 50%. Here's why I'm willing to do that. I don't have any business. If I'm a brand new agent, if I'm making less than 100K, you need leads. And the reason I'm going for the leads that are 6 to 12 months or older is because the average online lead, when they come in, the average person, when they're coming in and they're contacting an agent, they're 6+ months longer before they're ready to make a decision to buy or sell. So I'm buying the leads that are in that sweet spot of time. I'm going after the old leads. So I'm going from 0 leads to I've got hundreds of leads overnight by just doing this with every single agent in the office. And would I pay 50%? Yeah, because what's 50% of closings versus 100% of no leads? I'll take 50% all day long. Now I'm gonna shoot for 25%, right? I may even start lower, but my goal here is that I'm gonna buy them from them and I'm gonna give them reporting. I'm gonna be up, like totally above board, and I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna show them what I'm doing, and they can at any point in time, if they don't feel I'm performing, they can buy those, they can have those leads back. I mean, that's basically my strategy. If you wanna go from 0 to I've got hundreds of leads overnight, this is the strategy you should be using. And this is one that if you, again, drop me in the real estate industry today, I'd be all over this strategy right here. And then I'd be calling, texting, email, hustling on those leads because that's money sitting there that is just going wasted. So I'm willing to go up to 50%, start a little lower, and then negotiate up. Because at some point, if they don't give it to you for 50%, they're just straight stupid. So now I'll come back to them maybe a few months later and be like, hey, I've been doing it over here for these other agents and look at how much money they've made off of my work. This money could be yours too, and you don't have to do anything. Let me have those old leads. And by the way, if I had a team If I had a team of agents and like an ISA, an inside sales associate, I'd be doing this as well. I'd be buying leads from other agents in the office and going, hey, look, let us work them and close them. We'll give you a 25% referral fee. Like, I would be all over this strategy at any level of my business. Number two, ultimate open house strategy. Now, we've got in a different video and in the webinar that we're going to be doing, I'm going to break down the ultimate open house and show you step by step exactly how to do this. But here's what this is. This is basically an open house strategy that is pumping traffic into an open house. And we're talking buyer leads and seller leads. In fact, a lot of times the people that are coming to open houses are not just buyer leads, they're people who also have a house to sell. So I am convinced, in fact, I have met a lot of agents and a lot of our clients made their first 100K before they joined our program off of open houses. And I'm convinced that if you were to do 1 to 2 open houses every single weekend, every weekend for a year, you would make so far into the 6 figures it would blow your mind if you had a strategy, which is why we give you the ultimate open house strategy. But the idea here is that you're pumping traffic into your open house through direct mail, door knocking, circle prospecting, through just inviting neighbors and all of the things, flyers, signage, everything that you would do that we teach you how to do. You're pumping people into there. So if you want to see exactly how this works, register for the webinar. But this strategy right here, open houses, again, if you dropped me in the industry today, I'd buy a bunch of old leads and I'd sit open houses. And I would be all over the people that come through those open houses, bringing value, building a relationship. This is one of the most underutilized strategies. And those that do open houses, most of them do it all wrong. And they go, well, open houses don't work. No, you don't work open houses correctly. Open houses work, but if they're not working for you, it's because you're not working them correctly. So I want to show you how to do that. We'll do that in the webinar. Strategy number 3 is calling your past clients in your sphere of influence. So again, if I'm an agent making under 100K, new in the business or newer into the business, how am I going to get my income up over? I'm going to reach out to my past clients in sphere of influence. So you may be going, well, duh, but what do I say? And here's what I think happens is most people get this wrong. And I'm going to give you the script here in just a second. But it's all about, hey, let me be your agent for life, and who do you know that's ready to sell, and blah blah blah. And it doesn't work. Hey, if we could get your house sold, well, it's so cheesy, it's so shticky, it doesn't work. And so what I want to do is help you build a real relationship with your past clients in your sphere of influence that generates results. And so what I want to do is I want to tell you, what do we teach our clients? What should you say in order to get something coming from your past clients and your sphere of influence? So here's what to say. Hey, Joe, and then you're going to insert some personal questions like, how's your wife? How's the kids? How are things going? How's business been? So just checking in. Be careful here because you don't want to make them think that that's what this is all about. But I'm just going to check in with Joe for a few minutes, and then I'm going to say, you know what? I know you're busy, and the reason I'm calling is because, as you probably know, the market's been pretty crazy these last couple of years. So I'm just he already knows, he's pretty darned aware. And even if he's not, I'm assuming he is. So I'm just giving him the credit for being a smart, savvy consumer, right? So I'm just stroking his ego a little bit. So saying, as you probably know, the market's been pretty crazy these last couple of years. And a lot of my clients have been asking, how's this impacted the value of my home, or how they want to know how that's impacted the value of their home. So I've been putting together my power sellers report for some of them, ... and I immediately thought of you. And this is a key phrase right here. It's letting people know that you're thinking of them, that you care about them, that you're looking out for them. So it's just saying, hey, I was doing this for some of my other clients. And you can do this with sphere of influence. You can do this with past clients. You can do this with friends, people that you know, that you've had some conversations with, even past seller leads, you can do this with. And it's just saying, hey, I've been doing all of these updates for some clients, and I immediately thought of you. And it's just letting people know that they're valuable, and that makes people feel special. Like, hey, thanks for thinking of me. We all like to be thought of. So the changes in the market have impacted the value of your home, and I thought you might like to see how. Not may have impacted the value of your home, have impacted the value of your home. So I'm just letting them know, look, the value of your home has changed. Things have shifted, things have moved, and it has impacted the value of your home. would you like me to put together a power seller's guide for you? So I immediately thought of you, and it's changed the value, the market's changed the value of your home. Would you like me to put one of these together for you? Now you could also do, which I'm a fan of, but some people prefer to ask the question. I'm a little bit more of a fan of the presumptive close. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, I'm actually in the process of because I thought of you, Joe, so I'm actually in the process of putting together an updated evaluation for you, or a power seller's guide that I want to get out to you, but I just had a couple quick questions before I can send this out. So do you have a moment? So now I'm doing this. Now you may be thinking, well, what if Joe doesn't want to sell? And Joe's going to go, well, you call it a power seller. I don't want to sell, Travis. I'm like, no, that's okay. It's just showing you the value of your home in today's market, showing you what's happening in the market, and showing you what power you would have as a seller if you were to sell today. So that's kind of what but it's basically just updating you as to what's going on, Joe. So don't get hung up on that. You don't need to sell. I'm just showing you what it could be if you were to sell today. So that's all I'm showing you, Joe. So Joe's going to be like, oh, okay, no big deal. Now, one other thing, Joe, we have a lot of clients, because you always want a primary ask and a secondary ask in any sales situation. This is sales 101, and it's why most salespeople starve if they don't get this down. Is you want a primary ask and a secondary ask. Primary ask here is, can I send this to you? My secondary ask is going to be if he knows of somebody or she knows of somebody that I can get connected with, and you'll see why here. So I'm going to say one other thing, Joe. We have a lot of clients, so this is, by the way, after any sort of dialogue or conversation, kind of as I'm getting ready to hang up the phone with Joe. So one other thing, Joe, we have a lot of clients looking for homes in your neighborhood, but they can't find what they're looking for. How many of you have that situation going right now? Probably a lot of you. You have clients. And when I say we, that could be the office. That could be all the agents in my office have this issue. So I'm not just saying you, like you may be going, well, I don't have any clients looking in that area. That's okay. You probably have other agents in your office who do. So you're just saying we, a collective we. Who do you know, critical, who do you know that would be interested in selling if they could get the price they wanted? Now, this is a unique question, because what I'm doing is I'm not asking Joe, if I could get you the price you wanted, would you be interested in selling? I'm saying, hey, Joe, we've got a lot of people who want to live in your neighborhood and they're not finding anything on the market. Now, by the way, Joe may have already told you I have no interest in selling. No big deal, Joe. If you want the Power Sellers Report, awesome. If you don't, no big deal. But I still am going to ask you this question. Who do you know that would be interested in selling? Not do you know, do not ask, do you know of anybody? Because they're gonna go, no, not off the top of my head. This forces them to think, because it's a pattern interrupt. So who do you know that would be interested in selling if they could get the price they wanted? And this is critical, because Joe in the back of his mind is going, well, wait a minute. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But a lot of times he's gonna be like, well, wait a minute, Travis. If I could get, if I could get the price I wanted, well, I told you I wasn't interested in selling, but look, at the right price, I could be a seller. And they may know somebody else, but this is all about kind of a subtle, are you sure, Joe, that you don't want to sell? Because what if I could get you the price you wanted? And by the way, Joe still may not be interested in selling, but this question can elicit a referral. Hey, you know what? Mary and Steve mentioned that they may be interested in selling. And so, you know what? Why don't you reach out to them? Or I'll connect you up, right? So that warm handoff could happen here, because I'm asking them, who do you know, if they could get the price they wanted? So I'm getting a little bit of a double whammy there. One is Joe may come back and go, hey, wait, actually, I might be interested if I could get the price I wanted. Or he may refer me to somebody else. So it's primary and a secondary ask. That's the key to succeeding with any sort of sales script. Primary ask, secondary ask, so you increase your chances of not walking away from a conversation without anything, all right? So here's your action steps. Here's what I want you to do. Number one, download the script pack. Make sure you get that script pack. There's a lot of great things in there for you. It's not every situation, but it's some key ones that I want you to equip you to be better handled with. Number two, register for the lead gen webinar. You definitely want to take advantage of that. It's coming up. Don't miss out. Number three, we've got a lot of live events coming to your areas, and we're adding more and more events, so do check our website. Check out, we'll link that up as well, so you can see our upcoming live events. Come out to it. It's an incredible time, great information, all about how to build a wildly successful business. So it's a great investment of your time and energy to be there, and I promise you, you will leave refreshed energized and ready to go conquer your market. And then get your free coaching session. We offer a free coaching strategy session for everybody. This is not a glorified, sales pitch. This is all about bringing you value. We want to bring you value, help you with your toughest challenge, and show you what we're capable of and how we could work together with you, how we could partner with you. So if you want to take advantage of that, take advantage of that. We'll link that up as well. And don't forget, go do these 3 things. Make more money. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Don't settle for anything less than you deserve, guys. If you believe in yourself just half as much as I believe in you, you have an amazing life, an amazing business ahead of you, and it is an honor to serve you in this capacity. Take care, you guys.